like everybody else does, 95% of people do. They just take a chicken, take it out of the fridge, whack it in the oven with somebody as well, stop it.
Aye.
Because a chicken deserves respect. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do it properly.
The first thing, now this is the night before you're cooking it, you're going to salt it inside and out. So take handfuls of salt and rub it over like so. And inside.
So in the cavity.
It just makes the meat really, really plump and unctuous.
Well, it's juicy, it keeps its juiciness, doesn't it, in a weird way, because it tightens up the grain of the meat to retain that texture and flavoursome content.
Wrap your salty bird in kitchen towel and whack it in the fridge overnight.
Oh, when you get back to business the next day, patience is everything. Now what you want to do is you want to let this chicken come to room temperature. Chicken, steak, whatever, always bring it to room temperature before you cook it, because the meat from the fridge is like this. Hard to get a knife through it. Let it relax before you put it into the oven. But we'll use that time while this chicken is relaxing in its newly brined loveliness to make the stuffing.
The first thing we do is chop 5 sage leaves quite finely.
You can use dried sage for this, about half a teaspoon. In the bowl, I've got an onion that's been sweated down for about 5 to 10 minutes. So basically the building blocks of stuffing, sage and onion. Beautiful sage, this fresh, lovely. Oh, aye. And we like a bit of lemon in our stuffing.
You get that lovely zest and that little floral flavour, and it's just so nice.
That goes in. The breadcrumbs.
Egg 1 in.
Give it a good old stir and season to taste. Now it's time to get stuffed. Now you want to leave a bit of an air gap between the stuffing and the top of the breastbone for the air to circulate. And this stuffing is going to go up near the breast meat and it's going to get up there, and the sage, the lemon, the pepper, it's going to work wonders. Now, what I'd like to do is cut the wingtips off and use this as a trivet. It just raises the chicken slightly away from the tin so that while the wingtips, which really there's nothing to eat, get burnt and stick, we will get flavour in your gravy. It'll stop the rest of the chicken from burning. Wingtips, chicken.
In most ovens, you'll need 40 minutes per kilo. But the trick is to weigh after you've stuffed your bird.
To make it juicy and golden, we're going to rub butter all over it.
And while Dave's doing that, a bit of lemon juice all over the top.
We're not done yet.
No.
We want gravy with our chicken, so without adding some liquid to this, we're not going to get proper gravy.
So 100 ml of water and the same of white wine. You can use vermouth as well.
So for perfect chicken, into the oven, 220 degrees Celsius for the first 15 minutes, then down to 180. Over to you, but you seem to have control of the situation.
I'm not entirely sure I do.
Roasted chicken.
Yep.
Now this can rest, I reckon, for half an hour. I'm just going to put this in a cosy corner, have a little break. Meanwhile, back to the gravy.
So, I'm going to take the cooking juices,
Remove as much fat as possible.
then mix a dessert spoon of plain flour into the crunchy, yummy, crispy bits.
So next step, in goes the wine. About a good big glassful. Put this on the heat and stir. As the wine bubbles away, any brown bits that Mr. King has managed not to scrape off will in fact go into the gravy.
Now look, the flour's cooking out, which is important. See how thick it's going. Dave, I think I'm ready, mate.
Right?
As it thickens, add your precious meat juices.
Stir, season well, and finally run it through a sieve. And that is the tastiest, purest, most beautiful gravy you could possibly want.
It's no surprise when you see how delicious that looks that chicken accounts for nearly half of all meat bought in Britain.